few points about RAM, few points about ROM, and one or two devices important like a motherboard and SMPS. Okay, for today we'll see those things. Tomorrow we'll discuss about a boot processing and some other things. Okay, and some troubleshoot. Okay, so RAM and ROM, primary devices, primary memory devices. Actually, in the memory devices, two memory devices are there. The memories, you have a primary memory. Second one is secondary memory. Primary memory, secondary memory. Primary memories are RAM and ROM. In secondary memories, not only so many are there, your hard disks, SSDs, CD, DVDs. Of course, floppy disks are not there, but still floppy disk. Okay, USB pen drives. USB pen drives. SD cards. And anything, external hard disk. And of course, data or DDS, digital data storage. It's a tape drives. These are the tape drives for backup purpose. So these are all different secondary storage devices. Okay. So your memory means primary memory, secondary. Guys, remember, without secondary memory, system can start. But without primary memory, you cannot start your system. Of course, you should not say like that, but primary memory means when you start your PC, the primary memories must be function, must be work. Secondary memories are used to store data. So main secondary memory to store data and operating system and your applications. So first of all, say operating system and applications and data stores in secondary memory. Not running program like I open paintbrush application stores in secondary memory, but running of paintbrush, the running instance will runs in your RAM only. Okay, so here it is. RAM does not store any operating system and all. So which one is currently running? The RAM stores. What is the RAM will store? RAM contains current running. Current running. What is current running? It means your operating system is running, your applications are running, your mouse, keyboard, instructions. These are all running in your system. All running things go through your RAM only. ROM is a fixed memory. It is a fixed type of memory. It means we cannot store anything inside. It is already memory is there, already instructions are there, already your BIOS program is there inside. Okay, it is contains a BIOS, which is nothing but firmware, which is help your system to start. So also it contains information about your hardware related information like what is your CPU, what is your RAM, okay, and what is your hard disk, okay, like this hardware components details also there inside. It is fixed. Okay, guys. So what are the primary memories? RAM and ROM. Difference between RAM and ROM. What is RAM? random access memory. ROM, read-only memory. RAM is temporary memory. ROM is permanent memory. Of course, there is some other things out there. RAM is a volatile memory. Example for a volatile memory is RAM. What is a volatile memory? I have a system is there. So for example, I have a system. In the system, I have a RAM. Okay. When system is running, the running data stores in your RAM. Running data means I open a document, this entire document data that supporting application, that supporting operating system things will stores in your RAM only. Okay. It is supporting system RAM. Okay. But when I turn off this PC, I shut down this PC, automatically the content in the RAM will be vanish. Means RAM stores the data as long as system is running. When you shut down your PC, automatically data will remove. Not only that one, guys, it is floating. Floating means data is come to your RAM and give it to processor. Okay, it is not, never, even though your system is running now, I close this application. This application related means paintbrush related memory in the RAM will be closed, means gone. I close this paintbrush. Automatically, this related data in the RAM will be automatically gone. Not only shutting down, so that is called volatile memory. It means data never stored permanently. When device is turned off, automatically data will be lost. Okay. Even though you close the application, you executed a command. A command is executed successfully. Once it is done, RAM never stores that data. Non-volatile memories. Non-volatile memory means even though you power on, even though you shut down your PC, data remains in the chipset. Okay. So secondary memories are non-volatile memories, and of course, this RAM is also we calling it as a non-volatile. Why? Because of even you shut down your PC, your data will remains. What are the data in the ROM chip? It will be there only. Of course, there is some more additional points and there. Data available even if power is off. So examples of non-volatile memories are your hard disk, SSDs, pen drives, SD cards. These are all non-volatile. Guys, RAM can be changeable. You can add a RAM. You can remove a RAM. You have a physical laptop, physical system is there. So I will show you this RAM on your motherboard. Not required. See this? This is the RAM on your motherboard. Okay, we can insert the RAM and we can remove the RAM. These are the RAM slots. On this RAM slot, you will insert the RAM. See, here it is, RAM slots. You can insert a RAM. You can remove a RAM. You can reinsert the RAM also. So, like this, you can attach and detach the RAMs based on your requirements. Okay, but ROM is a fixed chip on motherboard. Okay, fixed chip on motherboard. You will see that one ROM is like a BIOS chip on motherboard. So it is fixed chip on motherboard. You cannot remove or not required to remove every time like a RAM. You cannot change it. You cannot throw this one and buy a new one and insert. You cannot do it. So BIOS literally, you don't see BIOS as a storage space. It is fixed chip. It contains a program inside. The instructions will be burned already inside this ROM chip. Okay. So we cannot remove. It is fixed on the motherboard. Of course, removable ROM chips also there, BIOS chips also there. Like this, you can AMI BIOS, you can remove it from this socket, but it is not required. No need to remove. Just like your RAM, we can remove and reinsert. We don't do it. We let us always keep it on it only. If this chip is damaged, some issues occur at your motherboard. This is a chip we need to repair or remove and replace. So only the chip level troubleshooting people or chip level changing kind of people will do it, not by general technicians also. Only specific people will do it. Okay, they will check the BIOS. Is it good or not working or not working? Or you need to change something inside, they will change it. But they will charge more in general. The old style any BIOS it is. Okay, guys, it's a fixed chip. Again, what is RAM? Random access memory. It is a main memory. Also, it is called as a installed memory, physical memory. Okay, now some people will call it as main memory, or you can say it is physical memory. Why it is called a physical memory? Because there is virtual memory is also there. So when you see system configuration, so that's why it will shows installed memory, physical memory, main memory means it is RAM only, random access memory. It is primary storage for CPU, okay, but of course it never stores anything permanently. It is simply stores temporarily. It is a floating type, means data stores and gone from the RAM. Okay, it is an example of a volatile memory. RAM is an example of a volatile memory. Again, RAMs are two types, static RAM and dynamic RAM. Static RAM, SRAM, dynamic RAM, DRAM. Okay, in dynamic RAMs, different type of dynamic RAM is that there like DRAM, ECC RAM, EDO RAM, VRAM kind of stuff. Guys, static RAMs are very faster as compared to dynamic RAMs because it is used a pure form of transistors. Of course, they use as a cache memory. So when we see a processor details, you can also look at this cache memory. These cache memories are built inside of CPU. So you have a CPU, you have a CPU chip. This is CPU chip. Inside of this CPU chip only cache memory is there. Inside of the CPU is cache memory is there. What is the use of this cache memory? So, you know, you have a RAM and other devices are there. So what happened? RAM load data and instruction from other devices. Okay. And this instructions and data loaded to cache memory. This cache memory loaded to your actual CPU means ALU. So they do all the processing and they will give it to the cache memory. Cache memory will give it to the RAM. So then the speed of processing is increases. The ideal time of CPU will be reduces. Okay. So CPU continuously can able to take instructions one by one and can execute and give it the output back to the devices. Okay. So cache memory is actually as a buffer in between this your RAM actual RAM to the process. So actually this cache memory nothing but your SRAM only built inside of your CPU, inside your that chip only. Guys, in a dynamic RAM, we have a SDRAM and DDR-RAM. So DRAM further developed into SDRAM, okay, synchronous dynamic RAM, DDR double data rate, SDRAM, DDR SDRAM, then DDR2, DDR3, DDR4, DDR5 is also there in the market. The new version of RAM in the DDR model is 5. So it is in certain Intel 12th generation, 13th and 14th generations of Intel i3, i5, i7. For certain models, it supports DDR5. Of course, in market, we have a DDR4 and DDR5. Okay, these are the mainly RAM and ROM differences and the RAM types. When you see a RAM, you want to buy a RAM. You want to buy a RAM. So, for example, you want to go to Amazon and you want to buy a RAM. Of course, you can buy a RAM in Amazon. So I want to buy some 8 GB RAM. So it is asking which RAM. Is it DDR4 you want it? DDR3 you want it? What kind of speed you want it? What model you want it? So how to understand, guys? See this is a RAM. It is a DDR4 RAM with this frequency. Your processor is supporting this type of RAM. Your processor and motherboard supporting this type of RAM. You can do it. And this size of RAM. Always RAM, first thing is about RAM is size. Size. Processor, first thing is about the speed. RAM, first thing is about size. 8 GB RAM, 4 GB RAM, 16 GB RAM, 32 GB RAM. RAM is always first is size. The second one is actually model. What type of RAM is you are using? Is it DDR3 model or DDR4 model? Okay, so it depends upon model. The frequency is also there. You can see here it is 3200 megahertz frequency, DDR4 model, and the size. See it is. And very important is what type of RAM it is. It is a sodium RAM. Sodium means what we can say laptop or mini PC support. Small outline dual inline memory module. Sodium package means for laptops and mini PCs, it will support. And voltage levels also important. Okay. So when you say RAM versus size, the size is supporting by your processor and motherboard, and the model is supporting by your processor and the motherboard, and the frequency is supported by your processor or not, and the voltage level. Some are 1.5 volts, some are 3 volts RAMs are there. Low level volt RAMs also there. So is it supporting for your motherboard or not? You have to check it. Better way is check with your old RAM. If you want to replace a RAM, check old RAM, what is the old RAM kind of stuff, and then you can change it. Upgradation or replacement of RAM. How to do upgradation and replacement? Again, check your CPU model. Is CPU supporting this type of memory type or speed and sizes? So you have to check it. Already I have this Intel kind of stuff, right? So you can see size maximum 64. What type of model and frequency it is supporting? How many RAMs it is supporting? So like that, you can check the CPU model. And of course, motherboard. This motherboard may have like a one motherboard support DDR5, another motherboard support DDR3, another motherboard support DDR4, and specific models. Okay, so you have to check number of slots, what memory type we can able to install in it, and the voltage levels. I have old laptop when I went for a changing adding additional RAM. I have 4 GB RAM. I want to add 8 GB RAM. So what he asked, is it supporting L model or H model? It is low level voltage or high level voltage. I said, how can I know? So then I showed my old existing RAM. This is my old existing RAM. He see the old existing RAM. Yeah, right. It is, will give you the suitable RAM for this. Company can be changes, guys. RAM is built by different companies. This is crucial, right? So if you go here, you can, this is, Yeah, here it is. It all are crucial. It is showing Corsair, okay, G skill, original something it is showing, okay. Different RAMs are this. A team group. What is this? Original it is a good company. So Hynix, Samsung, okay. So Kingston, Simtronics. These are different RAMs manufacturers are there. Okay, the company can be changes, but model, the frequency, sizes must be matches, and of course voltage levels. Very simple to do it is verify with your old RAM working or a previous working RAM. So try to match with the RAMs only. Okay, guys. So that is how to upgrade or replace. Again, guys, RAMs can be, we can able to remove it, we can able to replace it, we can able to add more RAMs to the motherboard, depends upon number of slots. But ROMs, we cannot change it. ROMs, we cannot able to see as a memory unit. It contains the data, that's it. You cannot add more data, you cannot remove any additional data from it. Okay, but RAM is not like that. Of course, mainly we are using currently two packages. One is DIM package, another one is SODIMM package. I showed SODIMM RAM. It is look like smaller. You can see this is a SODIMM. Laptops and mini PCs use SODIMM. Desktops use DIM package like this lengthy one. This is shorter one. Okay. See, this is desktop model. You can by look at, you can see this is a desktop model. Desktop motherboards, we can insert this type of model. Again, it contains size, model, and frequency support. And also somewhere you can see it is a DIM or RIM kind of model. Of course, we are using three types totally. One is DIM, SODIMM, RIM, RAM-less inline memory module, that is having some heat sink on it. Okay. Each RAM having different pin configuration and notch configuration, guys. If you see a RAM, so it contains a notch, you can see here it is, some hole, some arrangement is there. So it is for a suitable to your motherboard or not by this one. For example, your motherboard support DDR3. You want to install DDR4 inside. You cannot do it because this is mismatches. By this, we can understand also if you are very good at looking at RAMs and multiple RAMs, you can do it. And pin numbers also there. You can see these are all pins. Okay, pins are also different from one RAM to another RAM. Okay, different number of pins of RAMs are there and notch configurations there. So this is about your basic RAM. Guys, understand what is about your RAM? Hmm?
Yes, sir.
Okay, again, RAM and ROM, primary memories. RAM is random access memory, ROM, read-only memory. RAM, volatile, ROM is non-volatile. What is volatile means? When power is off, data will be erased from memory. Non-volatile, even though your power is off, data remains in the device. We can change, add, remove, or replace the RAM, but ROMs are fixed chips on your motherboard. RAM is also called as main memory or a physical memory. RAM store data temporary instructions, data, everything stores temporary only. RAMs, two types, static RAM and dynamic RAM. SRAM is actually as used as a cache memory which is inside your CPU. Dynamic RAM is a different type of dynamic RAMs are there, SDRAM, DDR-SDRAM, DDR2, DDR3, DDR4 kind of stuff. Okay. Currently in the market, DDR4 and DDR5 is in the market. When you want to buy a RAM or you want to replace the RAM, few things you have to check it. You want to add more RAM, you have to check it. One is CPU compatibility and motherboard compatibilities are required. Depends upon number of slots, memory type, speed and sizes. You can add RAM or replace the RAM, or you can, let's add RAM or replace the RAM. Okay. Of course, voltage level is also important. It is easy to check with the old RAM old working time RAM, so it matches to that RAM or not. Okay, RAM means always first comes the size, and then model, and then frequency. RAM generally we have two packages plus one package is there. SODIMM package type of RAMs are used for laptops. DIMM packages for desktops. Different RAMs, each RAM having different type of pin configurations and notch configuration. By that we can identify which RAM. Always remember, your motherboard is suitable for DDR3. You cannot install DDR2 or DDR4. Only the motherboard suitable RAM only we can able to install. Okay. This is cleaning up the RAM, guys. So you install a RAM. Okay, and it is working fine. After few days, you got some issues, like a boot related issues are there. Okay, so generally what we will do, you press the power button. So I will explain this one. Of course, you have a system, and this is a monitor. Okay. Okay, and here it is a keyboard. Keyboard. Okay, so here it is. See, this is my system. So when you press the power button, actual boot processing, I will tell tomorrow. So that is very important, guys. When you press the power button, the power supply is distributed to your motherboard. Okay, from your SMPS to your motherboard, power supply is distributed, and it verifies every device is working or not. Means mainly primary devices are there on your system, those are working or not. Like this, is your CPU is working, your RAM is good, your VGA is good, okay? Like that, your BIOS chip is good, on motherboard, north bridge, south bridge, like that, those components are working or not. Okay, this verification we call it as a post, power on self-test. Power on self-test. What is post? Power on self-test. Okay, what it will do? When you power on your system, when you press the power button, okay, when you press the power button, automatically your system is get the power from SMPS. Okay, and power is distributed. So that time system test itself. What is post? When you power on your system test itself to make sure all primary components are working. What are primary components? CPU, RAM, motherboard, on motherboard components like a BIOS chip, north bridge, south bridge, audio chipset. On motherboard it is there, right? So your what are the components on your motherboard? Everything is working fine on that. If it is fine, good. If it is not fine, then it is post failure. How you know it is good? So on the keyboard, there is 3 LEDs. It will blink. On the system, you can see power LED and hard disk LEDs blink. Okay, LED blink. On the screen, you will see something on the screen. If it is successful. Failure means simple. On the screen, it is only blank, not even this check mark. Okay, not even this check mark. Okay, on the screen, blank. No LED blinking. Okay, no LED blinking. No hard disk LED is blinking. It indicates post error. Of course, we can understand by beep sound also. I will explain that everything, guys. I'll tell one simple scenario. You start a PC, means you press the power button, system perform post operation, power on self test. Okay. So make sure all primary devices working. CPU, RAM, motherboard, on motherboard components. Post successful, next boot processing. Post failure, troubleshoot. How you know post failure? Nothing on your monitor. So it shows blank screen. It generate continuous beep sound. No keyboard LED. So mostly we'll first of all, first initial troubleshooting. Okay, initial diagnosis and troubleshooting is maybe RAM got loose connection, maybe RAM failure, dust on the RAM. There is a 3 possibilities are there. Dust on the RAM and RAM slots. What to do? Disconnect the power supply. Disconnect the power supply. Open the cabinet. Remove the RAM and clean the RAM with the eraser. RAM cleaning process is there. So here it is. You can try, you can see in any YouTube videos also. So they will show how to clean it. So this is the RAM and this is the RAM edges. If it is form full of dust, so they use eraser. Why? Because eraser is a dielectric material type, means it's not conductor, not an insulator kind of stuff. Okay, so it does not generate any static electricity. Okay, so what will happen? So we can clean it. Or you can use rubbing alcohol, like isopropyl alcohol. If you have a pure form of isopropyl alcohol, you can use this earbuds kind of stuff and you can clean the things. But don't put a more on it. Okay, so you have to use a very dry cleaning type. Okay, so use eraser. So if you watch any YouTube videos also, you can see how clearly they are cleaning. Okay, one is on the RAM edges, it mostly dust. Second one is, you can see here it is RAM slots. RAM slots also possible that dust formation. Use the hand blower, guys. Do not use that is what vacuum cleaner kind of stuff. Don't use that one. Use the hand blower and blow air. So then do it. Next one is okay. So try like this and connect the RAM and start your PC and verify it. If still not working, cross verify with the other PCs. Install this RAM into different PCs or put different RAM into this PC and verify it. Okay, as generally. So really core troubleshooting is different. In a chip level troubleshooting is different. So now it is, we have an assumption, you got a post failure, meaning is general first initially we remove the cabinet, we power off the system, remove the power connection, remove the cabinet, remove the RAM, clean the RAM, and go to this RAM slots also, try to clean it, reinsert it, try once. Working, good. Not working, so check the RAM with the other computer or put a different RAM into this computer and try once again. Working, good. Not working, so we'll try another solution. Okay. So these are the things. I told troubleshooting related two things, guys. One is related to the CPU because CPU so is your system is restarting itself again and again without showing any errors. There's multiple possibilities are there. One of the possibility is CPU is getting overheated. If CPU is getting overheated means your CPU fan or a heat sink or a heat sink paste. These three reasons. Either it is dust full of dust formation, or heat sink is not sitting properly, fan is not running, or maybe heat sink paste, either it is dust formation or someone cleaned it properly. Okay, so if you clean it, so completely first undust everything, clean your processor and put heatsink paste and install your heatsink and install a fan. Make sure your fan is connected properly to the CPU fan power supply and make sure it is running. Okay, so this is one kind of solution. Second one, you start your PC on the monitor, it not showing anything, not even a no signal kind of stuff, only blank screen, power LED is blinking, no hard disk LED, no keyboard LEDs are blinking. So we assume it is power failure, and you may hear this continuous beep sounds also indicates it is CPU. RAM is maybe it is belongs to RAM. So actually three possibilities. One is RAM, one is VGA, means graphics related. Third one is CPU. Okay, three related issues. So generally we put on the RAM. So first possibility is RAM. What we do, we open the cabinet, remove the power connections, open the cabinet, remove the RAM and clean the RAM and reinsert the RAM and try to clean the RAM edges also and try to start the system working good. Not working, cross verify the RAM with other PCs or other RAMs. So this is the steps. And of course, nowadays, the motherboards also showing what kind of error. Just with the LED blinking only, it is showing. Possible, I will show you tomorrow that one. Guys, understand up to RAM, CPU.
Yes, sir.
Very good.
Yes, sir.
Compulsory read it at least once or twice, guys. When you have a time today, so take a one half an hour for 15 minutes is enough, more than enough. So go through once what I'm telling, what I told, what I explained. Put it in a simple format, how to tell if you someone asks this question, how to tell an answer. Okay, so that is also important. Right. So here it is total functionality of your RAM and your cache memory. You can see the total architecture. First is CPU, then inside a CPU you have a cache memory and RAM and I/O controllers and your input output devices, keyboard, mouse, your monitors, your storage devices, your printers, everything is I/O devices. I/O devices, input output devices communicate with I/O controller. I/O controller understand which device it is, what type of data, what type of address, what kind of communication we should send and receive. That is I/O controller will do it. So I/O controller receive instructions and data and give it to RAM. RAM process that information. Okay, RAM don't process. RAM store and give it to cache memory. Cache memory give it to CPU. CPU having ALU, arithmetic and logical unit, it process that instructions and data and give the outcome to cache. cache to RAM, RAM to IO controller, IO controller to the respective device. For example, in my system, I have a document. I given a print. Okay, that process will go to your RAM. The RAM will send those instructions and data to cache, cache to processor, processor to cache, cache to RAM, RAM to IO devices, and where it go to? It must go to the printer. Where printer is there? IO devices knows where is the printer, and it will give to the printer. Then you will get the printout. You play audio using some application. Audio file is in your hard disk. Player is also in your hard disk. It running, so it is run by your system only, right? So what happened? That entire information understand by IO controller where is the location of the file. Okay, so it will give that to RAM, and RAM is given to your cache, cache to CPU, CPU to cache, cache to RAM, IO controller, and it will give it to your speakers. Okay, so it is like that process only. And there is a two important thing is one is north bridge and south bridge, guys. Nowadays the motherboards are merged both north bridge and south bridge. Earlier separately it is there. By the location you can see the CPU RAM between the CPU and RAM is a north bridge, and RAM to other IO controllers and peripherals it is south bridge. What is the use of bridge? It bridges means it manage the communication between RAM and CPU and RAM and other IO controllers. So like that, it's north bridge and south bridge. Okay. So in a cache memory also, it is divided the memory into instruction and data cache. Okay. You are telling me? And this is very big one topic. So I will try. But it is also simple, guys. Only few points are very important to know. Anybody is trying to ask question? Yeah, maybe by mistake it is. Some mic problem will be there like that. No problem. Guys, ROM. Already I told ROM is also a primary memory, but unlike your RAM we can able to remove, add, we can see the RAM sizes, more RAM sizes, more speed of the system kind of concept. But ROM is not like that. ROM is a simple chip. It is already having instructions inside, so you need to add a new instructions, new program kind of stuff. You cannot do it. Simply it is a single chip contains some instructions inside. It helps our system to boot. You power on your system, how to start, how the power should be distributed, how the post should be work, how the boot should be done. Okay, those things will be by this our ROM chip only, guys. We are using a ROM chip. It is rewritable chip only. It is a fixed chip and it contains a program called BIOS. Of course, new version is UEFI. What is this? UEFI and BIOS is firmware. What is the firmware? It is a small program, simple program it is. Okay. What it will tell? So when you start your PC, it tells your hardware how to start your PC. You have a mobile phone, you power on your mobile phone, how your mobile phone knows how to start. So that will be inside the firmware only. Okay. So next, like your ACs are like that. So how it should be function, how to detect, how to tell what is the device it is. You connect a printer. How our system will understand what is that printer. So based on that, BIOS shape will tell what is the printer. Okay. So what is during the boot up, it performs post operations. So for example, you have a desktop. Earlier graphic card is not there. Now you inserted a new graphic card. Now you start your PC. Your BIOS will recognize you inserted a new graphic card. What is their details? It will be uh, taken. Okay. You added a new RAM. Already 4 GB RAM is there. You add another 4 GB RAM. And you start a PC. Your BIOS will detect a new RAM is installed. You change your processor. BIOS will detect what processor is changed. You install a hard disk inside or SSD inside. So your BIOS will understand at a boot time, it recognizes the hardware devices. So what is BIOS will do? It helps to boot your system. Okay, it works with this post kind of stuff and also recognize the hardware devices are installed on your inside your system. And also it will tell where is your operating system based on the boot priority. You press the power button, why is your operating system in hard disk or maybe CD-RAM or maybe in a pen drive, okay, or maybe in the network. So how system knows? The BIOS, inside a BIOS, there is a boot priority. So based on the boot priority only, our system will be located and load the operating system. It also helps your operating system how to access the hardware. So your operating system don't know where is the hardware location. Okay, your BIOS will tell this is the hardware part location. So this is the way you have to communicate. Okay, guys. So what is ROM? ROM is nothing but your BIOS shape is nothing but firmware, which helps to boot your system. Okay, it launch post operations. It recognize hardware devices when you power on your system. It locate and loads operating systems. It helps to load operating system. It helps operating system to access the hardware devices. These BIOS chips are different organizations build a different BIOS chips. AMI BIOS, American Megatrend Inc. BIOS, Phoenix BIOS, Dell BIOS, HP BIOS, like a different type of BIOS. Edward BIOS is also there. So what is a BIOS? Is a firmware, basic input output system. Basic input output system. Nothing but a firmware. What is this UEFI? It is a new version of BIOS. Currently, we are using UEFI, Unified Extensible Firmware Interface. Okay. These BIOS manufacturers are generally are by AMI BIOS, Edward BIOS, or Phoenix BIOS, and other BIOSes are there. UEFI, Unified Extensible Firmware Interface. What is the use of this? It contains certain features as compared to BIOS. Okay, additional features are there of UEFI. One is called a secure board. Okay, next one is for a hard disk. It use GPT, GUID partition table. Okay, it use GUID partition table. So exactly say more hard disk partitions. Example 128 partitions we can able to make it because of GPT. So it give more partitions on the hard disk. Of course, new features like a virtualization support is also there. These are the main two features, guys. One is it provides secure boot. Okay. Second one is you can make more hard disk partitions, almost all 128. Okay, so because of this GPT, GUID partition table. So different manufacturers. So what is the firmware? It's a software provides basic machine instructions that allow hardware to function and communicate with other software running on a device. Firmware provide low-level control of device hardware. Guys, understand anything about your ROM chip? Any questions?
Just can you scroll up, sir, once?
Which one? Yeah.
Sir, just a quick review about the UEFI. You just tell me about that, sir, once again.
Okay. We have a BIOS earlier. Now it is updated to UEFI. So BIOS is also called as legacy support. Okay. So that one also see it's a most common. It is legacy. Okay. So what is this legacy kind of stuff? You can make a hard disk partitions are limited. So max like 24 partitions you can make it. Means out of that one, 4 primary. Okay. Or we can make 3 primary plus 1 extended partition. That one we can create a logical partitions. Okay. So why? Because it support MBR, master boot record. Okay. So I'll put it here. So I will remove. The BIOS is also called as legacy. So what it will support? It will support a MBR type of partition, master boot record. Okay, so because of this MBR in hard disk, you can create either 4 primary partitions or 3 primary, 1 extended. This is actually 3 primary, 1 extended only you can create. Limited partitions, we can do it. So maximum 26, I think 26 or 24 primary. So I'm not putting numbers here. Okay, so limited disk partitions you can make it either 4 primary, 1 primary in one. So 3 primaries, 1 extended. In extended you can create a logical partitions. But UEFI, okay, having certain features like a secure boot. Second one is you can create more hard disk partitions, around 128 partitions. Support GPT, GUID partition table. So you can create more hard disk partitions. Very good. Support more hard disk partitions, almost all 128 partitions. Of course, there is some more additional features also there in UEFI. In the hard disk manner also, this GPT like not only secure but also the backup booting, some additional disk allocations are there. Okay. Yeah, virtualization support is also. So only thing is like you have old system, only BIOS. You have new system, you have UEFI. In that one, you can switch to old BIOS because your hard disk is older type. You can switch to BIOS. You have a new hard disk SSDs or new kind of hard disk is there, fresh hard disk is there. Then you can use UEFI. Okay. Okay. Anything? Okay, I can go. So maybe what is, yeah, tell me.
Clear, sir.
Clear? Okay, good. So EFI supports secure boot and EFI support GPT for hard disk partitioning. Okay, so hard disk type is GPT. So if you are using GPT type of hard disk, you can create 128 primary partitions. Yeah, here it is, guys. BIOS contains your hardware information, and you can check that hardware information, and you can change some hardware settings also. Some hardware settings also. So that is called a BIOS settings. What is a BIOS setting? Your BIOS contains your hardware information. It gather some other data from the hardware. Of course, you can change hardware configurations or settings by going to BIOS settings. How to go to BIOS setting? Okay, you press the power button. You press the power button, immediately you have to press the BIOS key. You power on your system or restart your system. System is powering on, no? So just you press the power button and immediately press the BIOS key. On your screen, also sometimes it will show us what is your BIOS key. Here it is on this example F2 setup. Some places F9, some places F10, some systems F12, depends upon BIOS manufacturer. Universally delete. I written del, but you can say delete also. Okay, del or delete button. On your keyboard, you can see delete button. You can press the delete button. Also, it will take you to the BIOS screen. Okay, in olden days, delete is more common. Nowadays, it depends upon the manufacturer for your laptops and desktops. They're changing the BIOS key. Sometimes you have to press the function key, means in your key laptops generally, there is a function key next to your control alt Windows buttons are there, no? There it is function key. Press the function key and press F2, F12, that function key, top row keys are there. Example, my old laptop having F2 as a BIOS setup. So, but it is a laptop. F2 is inside this multimedia kind of stuff. So I have to press function key and F2. So what we can able to do by going inside of this BIOS settings, what you can able to do in the BIOS settings. You can check system configuration like a CPU. You can see here it is i7-4500U. This is your CPU model, CPU frequencies, cache memories, and this is hard disk configuration 1000 GB WDC fixed hard disk, and there is a CD-RAM and 8 GB RAM capacity is there. You can see in the screen by going to BIOS settings, you can check the your CPU, RAM, hard disk, or SSDs, any other hardware devices. You can check it. You can check date and time also. See this date and time. You can check it, and you can change it also. Okay, you can check date and time. You can set password. Which password it is? BIOS password, guys. Because BIOS settings contains your hardware configuration. If some unauthorized person is trying to change your hardware configuration, for example, you are disable USB ports. USB ports, you disabled it, or maybe some hardware feature, you disabled it, or you enabled it. Someone is trying to change it. So you want to prevent it. What to do? You put a BIOS password. This BIOS password is different from your operating system password. You start your PC and after some time on your screen, you got your username and password. That is operating system password, guys. BIOS password is related to hardware only. Okay, both are different. You can change boot priorities. You can change hardware features and by enabling, disabling the feature. Example, virtualization technology, you can enable and disable. You can save the settings or reset the settings by going to last window. Guys, the environment, the BIOS environment, these screens are different from one organization to another. Means one type of BIOS manufacturer to another type of BIOS manufacturer. Okay, depends upon BIOS, environment is different. But navigation means options, navigation, information, almost all always same. Okay, so this is the main page. You can see date and time. I can change date and time. Of course, in BIOS you can't change, but few things we can change. That's why it is BIOS settings. We can change date and time. We can set date and time. We can change boot priorities. This is, see here it is, virtualization technology is enabled. So I can disable it, or maybe if it is in disable, I can enable it. So some are enabled, some are disabled. Depends upon my requirement, I can enable it or disable it. This is setting a BIOS password. What is the use of this password? So someone is trying to change my BIOS settings. So if they know the password, so they can change it. Otherwise, they cannot change it. That password is different from operating system password. This is a boot priority. Boot priority means when you press the power button, again, here it is. Can we copy into here? I will try this one. Okay. So look at this. I can able to write. So see guys, this is the boot priority. Means location of operating system. Bootable files. Exactly say bootable files, or you can say operating system. I press the power button. CPU, RAM, and all everything is good. So post is successful. Now system want to load operating system. This is the priority already defined, for example. So first it will check operating system in my CD-ROM or not. There is no CD with OS. No CD with OS. Then it will check remote device. Any pen drives are connected with the operating system. No. Then it will go for hard disk. Is my hard disk contains operating system or not? Yes. Load operating system from hard disk. So it will check every time the CD-ROM contain OS. No means it will go for next. For example, I put a OS CD. I put a OS CD, some CD DVD. I put a some OS CD. This is the priority. I turn on my PC. So what it will do? It try to load operating system from DVD or CD. It is there means yes, it is there. Load from the CD DVD. It won't check remaining devices. For example, I have a pen drive contains operating system. Okay. Now it will check CD-ROM not there. Then check in any USB drives, remote device contain OS. Yes, it is there. Load it. So like this, based on the boot priority. We can change the boot priority by pressing plus and minus. We can change the boot priorities. Okay, I can put a hard disk as first. Hard disk first, and this removable device next, CD-ROM and network. So when I press the power button, it check voice from hard disk. It is there. Load it. It won't check remaining. So this is called a boot priority. Boot priority is also important in boot processing, guys. You can change the boot priorities. Understand boot priority, guys? So once again, what is the BIOS settings? You can change hardware configurations. You can change date and time. You can set passwords. Okay. You can change the boot priorities as per our requirement. Okay.
పాప ఇంటర్వ్యూ తీసుకొని చూడండి ఇట్లా ఒక పాప వచ్చింది మళ్ళీ తీసుకుంటాం
తీసుకుంటాడు ఒకసారి అడిగిన ఖాళీగా ఉంటారు
ఆ రూమ్ కానీ
అవి ఇచ్చేయండి
ఇచ్చేయండి.
Okay, just 5 minutes, guys. I will complete this part, and tomorrow I will continue with yeah, I will tell CMOS and I will close it. Okay, you can go to BIOS settings. You can see the system configuration. These are the fixed one, so you cannot change it, but you can see it. If you change your RAM, for example, here it is 8 GB RAM, you add another 8 GB, you can see 16 GB RAM. Right. You can change date and time, you can change hardware related features. Okay, you can set the passwords, you can change the boot priorities. Guys, understand boot priorities?
Yes, sir.
Next one, guys, here it is. Simple BIOS battery or CMOS battery it is. Guys, CMOS is not a battery. CMOS means not a battery. It is a transistor technology. It is a IC related technology, transistor related technology. Okay, so that is important. So do not mix up with this one. Some people unknowingly or knowingly giving this CMOS is a battery, it stores data. Completely wrong. Okay, in my BIOS shape, and there is a few data is temporary. One is this date and time. Because you are changing, it is not fixed. You are changing the date and time. Next one is passwords are temporary. Settings. Anyway, the settings you are changing are temporary. Okay, temporary means when you power off your PC, when you shut down your PC, the power supply to your BIOS chip will be gone, right? So what happened? Temporary things will be removed. So I don't want it. Every day morning again came, I have to put a settings. Okay, I have to change my password, I have to do the settings, I have to do timing. Or I should not shut down. Both are not possible, right? Both are difficult. So what I have given, I take a one battery. So from the battery, I'm giving continuous power supply. Even though I shut down my PC, no problem. This battery is a lithium battery, 3 volts battery it is. It's a lithium 3 volts battery. I'm giving continuous power supply to BIOS. Even your system is shut down, continuous power supply is there. That was the 5 minutes. Continuous power supply is given to this BIOS chip. Okay, so this is our batteries look like. It contains a number, you can see CR2032, like that number. You want to replace the battery, you want to buy a battery, you can go to shop and tell this number, this type of battery I want it. Again, guys, battery which powers your CMOS memory called as CMOS battery. Actually, your CMOS battery is made by lithium. Okay, CMOS means it is IC technology, because this battery 3 volts lithium batteries support CMOS chipsets. The voltage levels are suitable for any CMOS chipset. Your ROM is a CMOS chipset, RAM is a CMOS chipset, and your processor is CMOS. So the voltage level for this battery is suitable for CMOS. That's why it is called a CMOS battery. Now it is become habituated to call a CMOS battery now. So what is your BIOS chip is get a power supply from your lithium battery. If you remove a battery, what happen? If you remove this battery, the continuous power supply is gone now. So you shut down your PC and you also remove the battery. So what happen? The settings, your BIOS settings will go for a factory default. What it will go? Mainly your date and time, your BIOS passwords will gone and your configuration set to factory default. If you know anything, you remember old normal featured phones are there, no? If you remove the backside battery and reinsert the battery, your current data will gone. Current data means the dialing data, your incoming, outgoing calls data gone from your that mobile phone. How it is? Because it's the power supply not there, temporary data is gone. Same way. And the settings, your date and time also will be changes in your battery, in your mobile phone. So same way it is happen. You shut down your PC, remove the battery and reinsert the battery. The entire data go to factory default. When system is turned off, data loss. To keep the data in your BIOS, we use this CMOS battery. Okay. So what is CMOS battery? It is lithium battery which support our BIOS chip. It provide a power supply to our BIOS chip. With what it is a lithium battery. Okay, we call it as that battery as a CMOS battery. Okay, CMOS battery does not store any data, guys. It is a battery, guys. Battery does not store any data, right? So in battery we have a power supply. Okay, which is where to whom we are giving power supply to BIOS chipset. That is the important point. So last point here, CMOS checksum error. So you start a PC, you are getting CMOS checksum error. What happened? Your either it is a BIOS firmware issue or your battery having low power or someone is removed and reinserted a battery. It means the settings are changed. So that's why you are getting CMOS checksum error. This is the third I'm telling. Okay. When system is power on the screen, you are getting CMOS checksum error. Either it is BIOS firmware issues or maybe your BIOS battery having low power or no power or someone removed and reinserted a battery. Every time means you start a PC, now you are getting after some time, maybe a next day you are start a PC. Every day you are getting this CMOS checksum error. You must change the battery. Okay. First time you got it, you go to settings, you change the settings, you keep on working. Okay. Because the settings are gone. You go to the press F1, go to setup and change the settings and then you are working. Now you completed work, you shut down the PC. Next time you open the PC, again you are getting CMOS checksum error. So what is that meaning? The battery is low power. Okay. So this is your CMOS. So I told about CPU, RAM and BIOS and BIOS battery means your CMOS battery. Okay guys, understand what is CMOS battery? So lithium battery only. It provides a power supply to your BIOS. Any questions? Anything?
So when they ask CMOS battery, you should say battery, sir. Otherwise, CMOS is a transistor, you should say.
Very good, very good. CMOS is different. CMOS battery is different.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, CMOS battery means our lithium battery. It is look like this.
Okay.
Okay. You know, VLSI designing, chip level designings, use CMOS technology to design it. Okay. Yeah, these are nothing but transistors, MOSFETs. Very good.
Thank
Anybody having any questions, anything? So I'm stop recording.